Hello everybody, and welcome back into the Manual Brew Bros, that's a mouthful, channel. We're glad you're here. Today we will be talking about a coffee from Wonderstate Coffee. They are based out of Wisconsin. Paul and myself have been doing a coffee of the month, so to speak. We tried subscriptions, we've tried other things. This year we've just decided that once a month we would order from a specialty roaster, and the month of April was Wonderstate. I've got this very cool packaging that they did. We actually ordered what was called the flights, so we got 3 different coffees. This was my favorite, and this has actually been my favorite coffee of the year. So we're excited to give you a review on the tasting notes, what we taste in it, what we've experienced, and also give you a brew guide video that we enjoy brewing with. So we'll get into that today. All right, today our video will be with the Hario V60 Switch, which is a dual brewer. You can do both percolation and immersion brewing. Today I'm going to have a hybrid of both of those two things in our recipe. We are using 20 grams of medium ground coffee. We did about a 620 microns, and I used my new hand grinder, a KINGrinder K6, which was 75 clicks on that. So I'll add that in here to our pre-rinsed filter. And once I get that in there, I usually shake the bed flat. I'm brewing with 205 degree water today, and our total output will be 325 grams total. This is a 3-pour recipe, so I'll try to explain it as we go, but as always we'll have the recipe in the notes of the video. So here we go. I've started my timer, and I'm going to pour 50 grams in here for our first bloom. I like to call this a double bloom recipe. So I'm leaving the switch open for the bloom phase. So our first is going, and we will wait 30 seconds, and then I'll do my second pour of 50 grams up to 100, and that'll bring us up to 1 minute, and then we'll do our third and final pour. But I'll talk us through it as we go. Right now our brew bed looks pretty good. We got some bubbles. The coffee is degassing. All right, we're at 30 seconds, and I'll start in again with a medium pour, not all the way open, but I'm just trying to get all of that coffee resaturated, and there we are at 100. And in the bloom, I'll usually on the last pour just go like that, just to make sure there's no clumps of coffee and that everything is getting full contact with the water. So as that drips through, we're at about 55 seconds. I'll let it go all the way. Now when we get to a minute, I'm going to close the switch like so, and then I'll pour the remaining volume of our water in. Now this will get the brewer, I will warn you, all the way pretty much to the top. So we're just pouring in here kind of at a medium pace, agitating the coffee. I'm not rinsing the sides, so I'm kind of like, I'm staying about a 1/4 inch off of the paper on the sides and then circling into the middle. As you can see, I'm not sure if you can see this on the video, but I'm almost all the way full, and there I am at 325. So once we reach that point of the brew, it's about 1 minute and 30 seconds till I get all of that in there. And then I'm going to let that sit and steep until we reach the 2 minute and 45 second. I'm going to knock some of the loose coffee around the edge, and then I'm going to hit the drain button. Our total recipe time should take between 3 minutes and 30 seconds and 4 minutes and 15 seconds. I've had varying times on all of that, and hey, tasty cups, you know, not much difference there that I can taste. So we'll wait it out. All right, here we are at 2 minutes and 45 seconds. I'm just going to run this stir stick. You can use a spoon or a chopstick around the edge there, just to dislodge any pieces that are stuck to the side, and then I'm going to go ahead and hit the drain button, and I'm going to allow that to drain all the way through, and then we will arrive at the tasting portion, which is our favorite part of coffee.
All right, now for, as Jesse said, our favorite part of the video, time to taste. Jesse, you want to do the honors?
Yes.
Pour
This
me
is
some of that.
the best part of coffee.
It is the drink, although I do enjoy the brewing. It is meditative. I like getting up early in the morning, and I'm the only one up brewing a good cup of coffee, but it's all for this.
Yeah.
All right.
That's good coffee. So this is a light roasted coffee.
Oh, wow.
And we said this about the previous video I have not brewed a bad cup of this coffee. Sometimes you get a coffee that you can't ruin, and that's such a blessing. But this recipe that we gave you today is going to give you more of a full body.
Yeah.
It's a light roasted coffee. You get a lot of tea-like brews if you do like a V60. I've even had some nice brews with the Kalita, even though I'm currently at war with the Kalita because it likes to stall out on me.
It doesn't want to drain.
But even with brews that stalled out horribly, I still got good tasty cups. This is probably the most peach forward. This is probably the most peach forward cup that I've ever had, and in a good way. One of the notes is peach, and I've got that in every cup. And when you do it with the immersion brew like this, you get a good mouthfeel, good texture. But it's got kind of like a sweet vanilla flavor, and then you get that peach tea on the finish. It's a really good cup of coffee. And I know I'm talking a lot, and I'm going to let Paul talk some, but this has been my favorite coffee that I've had this year. So much so that we got the flights, and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed all the coffees. There was a Kenyan, there was this one, of course, and then there was a Colombian. They were all excellent. They were. But I went back and bought a second bag of the Ethiopian, and this is the last cup of that. So we barely got this video in before I got it all drunk up.
We love an Ethiopian coffee anyway. Jesse and I love a good Ethiopian coffee. To me, they're probably the most consistent.
Yeah.
But this is an exceptional cup. It is very light. It's tea-like, but not in that weird way. It's funny because one of the notes that they put down is jasmine.
Yeah.
And sometimes when you'll see a floral note like that, it can be overwhelming, like lavender or something like that. But this is like perfect. It literally, the peach tea-ness, like when I first took a drink, it was immediately just like, whoa, peach tea in my mouth.
I've never had, so you've got, and everybody that does specialty coffees is familiar with the suggested notes on the bag or on the product. Peach tea. This one is peach tea, dried apricot, and jasmine. Anytime I read apricot, I think made with real apes. But you may or may not get that joke. But anyway, I don't necessarily know that I've ever had an apricot, so I don't know if I'm tasting that or not. On my more tea-like brews, I would get that jasmine flavor, which is more like a floral, perfumey kind of flavor. It's not my favorite note, but like I said, the coffee was just so good. There was no bad way. So actual tasting notes that I'm getting in most every cup is that peach tea and that kind of that sweet, warm vanilla flavor. Yeah. And it's just, it's so good.
It's a delicious cup of coffee. It's a perfect afternoon coffee. Which I think could be perfect in the morning too, but it's evening right now.
It's been perfect every time I've been.
I've already had supper and a cookie a little bit ago that Hannah made, and so this is like, wow, this is just like the perfect cup for right now. So, highly recommend Wonderstate. Like you said, I've got a bag at home right now of something different. We may do a video over that one, but first time we've ever tried them. They were on a list. I think they maybe had like a winning coffee last year, and I saw them. I said, let's try it out, and it has been a hit. So. Yeah. Wonderstate.
So, and this may be something that we go into more in a future video. We've been doing sort of an experiment this year where we have been buying from specialty roasters, one specialty roaster a month, just to try, the full scope of things. And so we've tried 4 different ones. So we'll talk some more about that. But this roaster has really impressed us. We've not had a bad offering from them.
Yeah, very good.
So we're excited about that. We're happy to have discovered them.
So Wonderstate, the Ethiopian, what was the Benti Nenka? It is highly recommended. If you get a chance to try it out, you definitely should.
Yep.
We'll put links in the show notes below. Make sure to follow and subscribe. We appreciate you.
Thanks. See you next time.
Adios.
It's so good.
It's amazing.